What's going on, Edgar and Samantha? This is Daniel from Josh and Danny SEO. So we're going to take a look and go ahead and see what we can find over here. So right off the bat, I put in your name, Coast Coats, which is kind of fun to say. It's more or less a nice tongue twister. When I put that in, we got to look for shall we say, a website, right? Something that we can find you guys for, so people can be directed to you. Now it looks like you did initially have something on House, but as I scroll through, right, I had to get close to where you guys were so that we can make sure that we're in that area. So let's just do Florida, right? See if there's maybe something a little bit more. Okay. So it looks like there might be something here that is registry. Let's do this. Let's go to your Facebook page instead, because this might actually help us out a lot. So right over here, send message. Okay, so you guys do not have a Facebook page. It looks like you used to have a house website, but that is gone. You may have unsubscribed. They do allow you to do it for free with them as well. So just a heads up if you ever want to use them, they do give you a free website. It's not going to do a lot, but it's something to have, I guess. But it looks like you are at least active on here. You are posting regularly. Like this was done yesterday, 7:44 a.m. Excellent. At least you're keeping up with this. That is exactly what you want to do. But let's talk about, because this is one avenue, right? This is one look. This is one direction you can go in as far as finding clients. But let me show you another. So most people find everything they're looking for on Google. It's just, kind of the way things have been going on for a little bit. So when somebody puts in Painters or Orlando, Florida, see, but now I'm going to have to switch it up. Cocoa, Florida. So now we're going to put in Cocoa, Florida, right? Maybe this will help us get a little bit more of an idea. So I just want to give you a kind of like a heads up on what this means. I'm looking for a painter. It's very service specific in this area in Cocoa, Florida, which means that this is how we create ads because it's location specific and service specific, so we're able to target people very well. Now, when I put this into Google, that means I actually live here because I'm looking for something in a specific location. The ideology is that when you want to find something very specific, you get as close to it as you can. So if I live here, I'm going to put in those two very specific things. This is how, like I said, we create Google ads. We use these ideas. Over here, we have something called our GMB or GBP. It's Google My Business Profile. Very important to be in here because about 30 to 40% of all people will click on one of these three guys. So definitely something to keep in mind. But after that, we have organic search. Anyone can rank here as long as you know what you're doing. And you have a website, of course. So we have Yelp as number one. And then we have Joe Castling Painting. I don't even know how to pronounce that. So we're just going to click him. He's the first organic search that's actually local. Actually, this is Backpage, but we're going to go for him anyway. Here's the thing, though. I have to go here. So this is Ahrefs. It's a bit of an analytical tool that I use that allows me to pretty much see everything going on with, how Google kind of looks at your website, ranks you, and goes about certain things. So let me jump back to the actual website, kind of go through this with you. So over here we have a home. They have exterior, interior painting, commercial, and recent painting projects. Now here's the only issue I have with this is they should just have one list called painting, and then it should be a drop down of exterior, interior, and commercial. The fun thing about this is they aren't. There's more that goes into interior house painting and exterior, right? Maybe they also do deck and fence painting. Maybe they also do cabinet refinishing, which they probably do. So there are so many different things you can put into Google that would reflect that to make you pop up. But here we go through his website. Email us if you have any questions. Recent painting projects. But here's the cool thing: they have a lot of we'll call it talking points. They have a lot of stuff on their website, a lot of content. That's the word I was looking for. Now, you do always want content to reflect especially what it is you're offering. So, commercial painting, they have a whole bunch of paragraphs on that for this, which is excellent. And then it kind of ends. So they lose 10 points in my book for this, but they're at least trying. Now, this might be for a bigger website, but it's kind of missing half of it over here. So let's take a look at the back end. Because when you're building a website, you want to have it very accessible to everybody. So you want there to be drop-down menus of the locations you serve, of the services you're offering. If they're two different ideologies, so let's say you also do bathroom remodeling, you're going to have that as like a separate idea, but you also need content in your pages. Now the content is there for Google as well as for your clients. You want to have them be able to read what you're offering. And then in that content, you're going to want something called keywords. Now that's down over here. Now, just to give you an idea about all of this, a DR rating and a UR rating is what it helps your actual Google ranking to make you go to kind of show how healthy your website is. So a DR rating is for your website; it shows how strong it is, and a UR rating is how much Google trusts you. Now, all of that is accomplished with backlinks and referring domains. Now, a backlink is where you have your website link somewhere else where somebody can click on it, and a referring domain is when somebody clicks on it and it returns back to you. Now, not all backlinks are equal. Some are a little more shady than others, or just they're not very good. They're like spammy, so like BuzzFeed and Wikipedia. You definitely want the good, strong blogs that actually talk about painting and make it worth your while. Now, they do have 156 different types of keywords. Now, a keyword, again, is what somebody would put into Google to find you. For example, painters, Melbourne, Florida. 250 people a month search for that. They're getting 34 because they're in position number 3. When you're in positions 1, 2, and 3, you'll get anywhere from 10 to 20% of all search volume to your website. Now, again, so let's say out of 250, he's bringing in 34, maybe about 3 to 4 people actually, or maybe 10% of these guys will call him. Exterior painting near me. Now, this is something I wouldn't want to use because it's not exactly specific to location. So anyone in the world can use this and type that into Google. So you don't want to rank for that. This one I do. House painting, Melbourne, Florida. Now, as you notice, it's just like a different idea of that one, but it's still pretty close. Melbourne painters or house painters, Melbourne, Florida. So are you noticing like a trend with the stuff I'm pointing out? It's service specific and location specific, and we want those. Those are what we call buyer intentional keywords, and you definitely want those all throughout your website. You want those on, especially with the different pages you would have. You would want each one being specific to that page. So if that page talks about interior painters, you would want to have that talking about interior painters. If you have a location page that's Melbourne, you're going to want that all over there. So everything in its spot. These guys look like they're very heavy in Melbourne, not really heavy in your location because these are their top keywords. Pulling in, like I said, a decent amount of traffic, so that's pretty good. So how does this really help you guys out, Edgar and Samantha? Honestly, all you got to do is, we got to create a website. Then we got to talk about the services you're offering and where you do offer it. And then secondly, we got to get the content in there that talks about what it is you're offering with those keywords in there. Because again, if you're doing cabinet refinishing in Cocoa, Florida, you want that to be a keyword that you have in your website. So what are people putting in to find you? So we want that. Then third, we need to look at the backlinks, right? We got to get you this stuff in there to make it obviously link. So that's kind of how I would go about it. Those 3 steps, and you're good to 4 steps because in your case you don't have a website. So step number 1, build the website. Step number 2 is get the content in there. Step number 3 is make sure the keywords are in place. Step number 4 is work on the back-end backlinks to get yourself into a position where you can organically bring in traffic. Imagine if you can just bring in 100 people a month to your website. What would that do for you? Anyway, that's all I got. If you do have any questions for me, please feel free to reach out. Other than that, you guys have an amazing day.